Have you ever wondered why some women walk into a room and, without saying much, quietly rearrange the air around them? Not because of loud laughter or flashy clothes. Not because of perfect faces or perfect bodies. Yet days later, someone still thinks about the way she tilted her head, the way she said one simple word, the way her presence felt like a soft but unshakable storm. People call it charisma or chemistry, as if it is magic. But beneath the surface, there are tiny habits, almost invisible, that bend attention toward her, that make minds circle her like a moon around a hidden sun. In the language of the soul, she is an archetype, the woman who belongs to herself. She is not born that way. She is shaped. Shaped by shadow work, by facing her own darkness instead of running from it. Shaped by learning where her trauma tried to teach her that love must be earned, performed, chased. Shaped by slowly, stubbornly choosing her own worth, even when her ego trembles. On the outside, these choices look very small. A glance. A pause. A boundary. A smile that does not beg. Yet these small habits hook into the deep psychology of attraction, the hidden machinery of projection and desire, until people become obsessed without even knowing why. One of her quiet habits is full presence. When another person speaks, she is there, not scattered. Not half distracted. Her eyes do not wander to the door, or the screen, or the many shiny ways to avoid emotion. She listens as if every word is a fragile bird landing on her hand. In Jungian language, she becomes a mirror. Human beings project their inner world onto whoever truly sees them. So when someone stands in front of that steady gaze, they feel their own soul rise to the surface. They mistake that rising for her. They walk away haunted, not by her image, but by the memory of feeling deeply seen. Notice how rare this is. Notice how often attention feels sliced, rushed, thin. When you give someone your undivided focus, without fixing, without judgment, only curiosity and calm. Something inside them sits up like a child who finally hears their name spoken with care. That child does not forget. Another habit lives inside her calm. She practices emotional sovereignty. She does not hand her mood to every stranger, every comment, every delay in response. The Stoics would call this, controlling what belongs to the inner citadel, and releasing what never did. So when a message comes late, she does not spiral. When someone pulls away, she does not chase in panic claws. Her first move is not explosion, not ice, not begging. Her first move is breath. This does not mean feelings are numbed. They move through her, but they do not drag her by the hair. She has met her own fear of abandonment in the mirror. She has held the shaking younger self who once thought, if they go, it means I am nothing. Now, that belief no longer drives the wheel. From the outside, it looks like grace under pressure. Like mystery. Like strength. This steadiness pulls on others like gravity. The ego of another person expects control. If I ignore, she will crumble. If I insult, she will fight to prove herself. When that prediction fails, the mind loops back, trying to understand. Obsession is often just an ego confused by a soul it cannot move. There is another small, radiant habit. She owns her shadow instead of hiding it. In her, there is no fake angel. She can say, jealousy visits sometimes, or anger still burns in this corner, or a part of me is afraid of love. She does not wear perfection as a costume, she wears honesty as a second skin. Jung called the shadow the hidden box of everything rejected, the emotions not allowed, the needs laughed at, the wildness shamed. Most people run from this box all their lives. She opens it. She lets air in. So when she laughs at her own flaws, when she admits uncertainty without crumbling, others feel strange relief. They project their own disowned parts onto her and call it fascination. She is so real, they say, though the words could be. She shows me the parts of myself I buried. Ask gently, where is the shadow hiding in your own life? In the anger swallowed until it turns to cold silence? in the desires pushed down until they come out as envy. When those are slowly faced, written about, spoken in safe places, owned instead of denied, a different light appears in the eyes. Not the harsh shine of performance, but the deep glow of someone who has met their depths and did not drown. Her next subtle habit lives between words. She is not afraid of silence. In conversation, she does not rush to fill every gap. She lets pauses breathe. She answers slowly, as if checking with her inner counsel before her mouth moves. To a nervous ego, silence feels like danger. To her, it is just space where truth decides whether it wishes to emerge. Other people lean in, searching her face, trying to read what lives behind that unhurried gaze. The mind of the other begins to work. What is she thinking? Did I say something wrong? Why does this feel so intense? They do not realize that the intensity comes from their own thoughts echoing in the quiet she allows. The obsession is a loop inside them, traced by the simple habit of not rushing, not over-explaining, not performing constant comfort. There is also the quiet fire of boundaries. She can hear a request and feel her body whisper no, and she honors that whisper. She says no with softness, not apology, with clarity, not cruelty. She does not overgive to prove she is worthy. She does not stay where she is disrespected just to avoid the pain of walking away. Again and again, she chooses the small discomfort of truth over the long ache of self-betrayal. Human psychology is wired to value what is not easily possessed. When she honors herself, she becomes that person who cannot be picked up and put down like an object. Those who meet her feel both safe and challenged, safe because her yes is real, challenged because her no is final. Ask where your own yes means no. Where your mouth agrees while your chest tightens. Each time that nod is ignored, self-worth erodes. Each time a boundary is clearly drawn, even shaking, a brick is laid in the temple of inner respect. Others feel that architecture rising inside you and cannot quite look away. She also carries a simple habit of devotion to her own life. Her world does not collapse into whoever she is attracted to. She has rituals, morning light on her skin, pages of a book turned with slow fingers, a craft or study that feeds her mind, movements that remind her body it belongs to her. Her days do not stop when someone texts, or fails to. There is always something she returns to that is not them. This is individuation in motion, the journey of becoming fully oneself. Not an echo of another's desire. To others, this looks like mystery. Where does she go when she is not here? Why does she glow when she comes back? People become obsessed with what they cannot fully map. Yet the mystery is simple. She has a life, and she loves it, even when it is quiet, even when it is imperfect. Finally, there is a habit of generous warmth that does not beg in return. When she speaks to someone, she lets genuine admiration be known, not flattery used as bait, but a clear mirror held up to their strength, their effort, their hidden beauty. You worked hard on that, that was brave, you have a kind way with people. She does not wait to see if they will praise her back. Her heart is not a shop trading compliments for crumbs of validation. Her kindness flows from a place that already feels filled. This heals more than it attracts. Many carry an inner child who only heard what was wrong with them. When such a child meets her eyes and hears what is right, they attach. They think of her later, replaying the tone, the safety, the way their nervous system softened. They call it crush, or obsession. Often, it is the soul remembering where it felt seen without condition. All these habits look small from the outside. Listening. Pausing. Telling the truth. Having a life. Being warm without begging. But together, they form a field. In that field, other people feel more alive, more real, more hopeful. They feel the split between their ego and their deeper self, and for a moment, they glimpse wholeness. They attribute that feeling to her. Yet the wise know, obsession is projection searching for its source. So the invitation is simple and fierce: use these habits not to hunt for attention, but to come home to your own center. To step out of old trauma patterns that whispered, be smaller, or be sweeter, or be whatever they want, just do not be left. There is a kind of freedom that no amount of desire from others can replace, the quiet morning when you wake up, look at your own reflection, shadows and all, and feel a steady, peaceful yes. From that place, admiration becomes a gentle river, not an oxygen mask. If they become obsessed, that is their story to untangle. Your task is different, to remain rooted, present, kind, and utterly unwilling to abandon yourself again. Allow connections to come and go like tides. Receive love without clinging. Offer love without losing. Be the woman who is unforgettable not because she trapped anyone, but because she finally, fully chose herself, and in doing so, remembered she was never something to be owned in the first place.